Ladies and gentlemen, once again, live on DAZN in the United States and Sky Sports in the UK, we'd like to welcome everyone to the Liacouras Center here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for an outstanding night of boxing action. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing USA, sponsored by JD Sports. This bout is in association with Warriors Boxing and Peltz Boxing. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the Pennsylvania Athletic Commission. The executive director is Greg Serb, the chairman is Rudy Battle, the commissioner is Joel Frank, and the World Boxing Organization. The president, Francisco Paco Valcarcel, supervisor, Edgardo Lopez Sasso. Introducing your three judges scoring this contest from ringside, David Braslow, Lynn Carter, and John McKay. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Sean Clark. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the making WBO International Middleweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he stands with his head trainer, Pete Wilczewski. He wears red with white trim. He scaled 159 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 27 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 11 wins coming by way of knockout. He's the former Republic of Poland International Super Middleweight Champion, fighting out of Warsaw, Poland, Maciej Sulecki. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands with his head trainer, Billy Briscoe. He wears the blue with the red and white trim. He also scaled at a ready 159 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 24 victories, 11 defeats, 1 draw, and 1 no decision. He has 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the tough and experienced 2-time world title challenger, fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Gabriel Rosado.
All right, fellas, y'all had your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up.
Sergio, what do you think is left in the tank for Gabe Rosado?
Well, we're going to find out, because he has been taking it easy with the wars recently. In his fight with Arias, he boxed a really nice performance, but he ended up getting the draw. Tonight, we're going to find out.
And he's going to be going up against a man, again, with an impressive amateur background, 110 amateur wins, 3-time Polish national junior champ. Again, 27-1, younger man. And we're underway here in round number 1 in Philadelphia. I don't want to dismiss it either, Sergio, that Rosado's people said that he went away for camp for the first time with a dietitian, with a physical trainer, in addition to his boxing training. And that helps you round out as a fighter. We all make fun of, hey, best shape of my life, best camp of my life. But what do you make of that?
It means a lot, especially if you're a family man. If you have kids, you want to get away from all that, all the distractions. It really does make a difference to just focus on the fight.
And physically, too. You know, coming in again at that age to see what's there. I thought, you know, watching his last fight, that I didn't see him fading, but I didn't see him able to slap it into a higher gear.
That's a good point. I think he boxed a really good fight, especially for a Gabe Rosado fight. We're so used to seeing him bleed. It was a really good fight, but he didn't have that extra gear to confirm the victory.
Rosado's people feel that Sulecki, as good as he is, and they have enormous respect for Sulecki, but they believe that he is predictable, that he comes straight up the middle, and you'll be able to figure out what he's able to do as Rosado tries a shot to the body and fires a right hand out. Chris Sulecki is in the top 10 in Ring Magazine. He's number 9 in the middleweight rankings, not ranked in the top 10 by ESPN. What do you think? Where does he fit in?
I think he's a top 10 middleweight right now, but right around where Ring Magazine has him ranked, the back end, the fringes of it. And this is a good test for him, a step-up type of fight that, as we know, will earn him a title shot if you want.
Oh, a right hand, and down goes Rosado. Sharp counter right by Sulecki.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Sulecki's people said that Maciej would be precise. That, Sergio, was a precise right hand.
That was strong and precise. It's just a nice punch by Sulecki. Rosado, being a warrior, getting up.
And he managed to smile as he was able to shake it off. He is very experienced. Look, there's only so much you can do when you get hurt, but perhaps he can recover. He looks decent so far, don't you think?
It was more of a disappointing. He was disappointed that he went down so early. He's so ready for this fight. It was a flash knockdown, but it was a good shot.
Another right hand from Sulecki. You see that's the jab, it's the right hand, but it's sharp, and that one hurt as well. He goes immediately to the body.
Sulecki's landing some solid shots. He can't miss with that right hand, and he dug downstairs really nicely too.
And he just looks relaxed, doesn't he? I mean, it's coming out easy.
He looks like the stronger puncher so far. Like, there's more pop in his punches, in my opinion.
Vision looks good. He's able to see things coming out. He's able to answer another right hand. Flush on the cheek and the orbital bone of Rosado.
Stop at the bell.
Difficult first round for the hometown favorite.
You all right? It's all right. He caught you a little. That's okay. Good. You're good. You're good. You just gotta walk this guy, just like we worked on. You know what I mean? Walking. You see what he's coming with. When he throws that jab, bang, fight away and get right back jab. Keep him turning. Down the middle, he's precise. You laid in the middle. Keep on him angry.
And here's a punch that put Gabriel Rosado down. Anytime you could put Rosado down, it must have been a solid shot. And it was a right hand right behind the ear. Those really take it out of you, especially in the first round. It just throws your sense of motion out the way. Equilibrium goes out. See how the legs weren't under them right there? It's just a bad shot to get hit in the first round.
Rosado with the heart to get up. But again, he got caught. I think this is the worst part, Sergio. He got caught with right hands after that as well.
Sulecki couldn't miss with that right hand.
Gabe Rosado comes out in the second round here in Philadelphia. We're on DAZN. Brian Kenny, Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix. Kay Adams, Sugar Ray Leonard here as well. LZ Granderson. Maciej Sulecki, whose only pro loss was to Danny Jacobs in April of 2018, comes out firing, calm but firing, with an excellent first round and gets a 10-8 round to start things off.
Right, we're a round into this, and you can tell already this is not the type of fight that Gabe Rosado wants to fight.
I agree, Chris. And Sulecki looks a lot stronger too, like heavier punches. Rosado's been in there some big, powerful punchers, but Sulecki, he looks a lot bigger in there, a lot stronger.
Well, you know, it's one thing. Rosado's people thought Sulecki was fairly predictable, but again, like Maurice Hooker last week, if your predictability is outstanding,
yes,
and that's Hooker's right hand, well, you're still in trouble. And Sulecki looks excellent. Rosado will try to figure this out on the fly. He's been around a long time. He's fought Alfredo Angulo when Angulo was special. He beat Kasim Uma. He's fought Triple G. Then he had a run of love. Kid Chocolate, Jamel Charlo, David Lemieux. He has been through wars. That's good and that's bad.
You can see some scar tissue around Gabe's eyes getting red already, and that's another thing. Fighting through all that list of those lists of fighters that you just mentioned, the wear and tear. Good right hand there by Sulecki.
Sulecki is really waiting on that right hand, isn't he, Sergio? I mean, it looks like he's timing as he catches one. Rosado with his own right hand.
Well, Rosado timed him nicely right there, but yeah, Sulecki can't miss with that right hand. There it is again.
Follows up with a hook as well. See if Rosado can build on that success. Limited success, but it's something.
I don't like the way Rosado's been getting hit so cleanly so early.
Rosado trying to work the jab, and he catches one on the way in. Another jab lands by Sulecki. Sulecki tries to the body, fires back with a combination to the head. He just looks like the total package so far as he fires off another right hand.
One thing you have to remember about Rosado is that he's been fighting recently at middleweight, but his best days came as a 154-pounder. He put himself in a #1 position as a 154-pounder before moving up to fight Gennady Golovkin. But as a middleweight, he's a little bit inflated.
And there is swelling over the left eye as well for Rosado, and under the left eye. That jab is landing. Final seconds of round number 2. Rosado able to stabilize things, but not a lot of success. We're back here, first fight of our main card. Maciej Sulecki, Gabriel Rosado, a knockdown in round number 1 on a Sulecki counter right hand. We are joined here ringside by middleweight titleist and interested observer who is here to see who he could be fighting in June. It's Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius, pleasure to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great, man. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
It's good. Why don't you sit in with us for a round or two, all right?
Yeah.
We can chat about what we've seen. What do you think so far? I know you just blew into town, but what do you think so far?
I mean, it looks like an interesting fight. You know, the guys both landing some clean shots, and right now it seems like it's a good matchup.
What do you think of fighting the winner?
It's going to be intense. I see these guys come straight forward, and I love when people come straight forward because that gives me the best opportunities to like throw punches, use all my tools, and let people see what type of skills and talent I have.
I know you probably do an instant read as you see Sulecki here. Like he's coming up. Rosado's people said, "Hey, look, he's kind of predictable. He comes straight up the middle, but he looks good." And another right hand from Sulecki. So your thoughts on his success so far?
I mean, listen, if I was Gabriel Rosado, I would definitely stop, sliding over to his left a little bit where I could see the right hand coming out a little more clearer and trying to counter because that's all he's throwing. But, that's not me in there. So I really can't, tell you how somebody else is going to do their thing. And for Sulecki, just keep doing what you're doing right now. It's working, and why let off?
Rosado moving his head, gets out of danger.
This is a slightly better round so far for Rosado. He's moving his head a lot better. He's throwing he's throwing nicer punches. He's not trying to load up on anything. It's a better round for him.
And definitely going to the body. The body makes a big difference. They look like they're head hunting a lot. I don't see nothing going to the body.
Sulecki with a hard right hand. Rosado ties him up. How much have you seen of Sulecki before tonight, Demetrius?
Really not much. I seen a little tad bit of him fighting with Danny Jacobs, and if he wins tonight, I'll definitely pay attention to him a little more.
Do a little more, yeah. Just a little preliminary scouting, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then the breakdown. How are we gonna break him down?
Rosado has found a home with an overhand right that's he's giving him some confidence here.
Demetrius, you've boxed beautifully the last 2 times we've seen you, by the way. I mean, is it coming to another level for you now?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't been active as much as I have been now in the past, and so it's great for me to, get fluent with my tools and my motion. And so now I'm just ready to get in there and let things happen. I don't care who it is I get in there. I'm just ready to go.
Well, so is Rosado for the moment. He almost caught something hard there, but he tries to fire back. Rosado likes the fight, he digs it.
Yeah, he does. And that's what makes this fight interesting right here. It's a great fight with these two guys. And it seems like whoever lands the right hand is going to win this fight, huh?
Rosado firing back, able to move his head, work off that.
You can see that the Philly Warrior wants to come out of Rosado.
Digging deep. He's 33 years old. Again, he's been through it a lot. He got a late start as a fighter. Started at 18. Has made the most of it. Has been in with the top names in the sport, junior middleweight and middleweight. And he wants another shot at a top middleweight. The guy sitting with us right here.
Oh, yeah.
But you gotta start to put something behind it. All right? Yeah, overhand right lane, but come back with something. Overhand right looking good. Find him with the jab, let it go. And once a while, lewy. Jak nurkuje, co mieliśmy robić? Albo w dół, albo w dół, tak? To trzymaj się na nią. Kolejna sprawa. Lewy, prawy przed. Blisko części, lewy góra, prawy prosty na dół. Ale po tym prawym zabieram głowę.
Our guest ringside is Demetrius Andrade. There he is right there, just blown into town. Hey, your thoughts, Demetrius, on, we knew Canelo and Danny Jacobs, that's happening May 4th. Your thoughts on Triple G joining the party in your middleweight division?
Oh, man, I'm excited. It's great, man. We're going to have, there's no reason why we're not going to get in the ring and tangle.
Triple G, you're saying?
Yeah.
You're looking forward to him?
Yeah,
specifically.
Definitely,
How do you make yourself, Demetrius, appealing in a mix like that? You're trying to stay as busy as possible. We know Canelo and Jacobs earmarked, and then you have probably Canelo Triple G in September. How do you get into that mix?
Just like I was saying before, you know, beat everybody in the top 15, whoever I'm able to get in the ring with, so that nobody else has no excuses, no other route to go other than fighting Demetrius Andrade. It's definitely that time where, you know, for Demetrius Andrade to get in there with everybody. Everybody say, who did he fight, who did he fight, who did he fight? Well, I'm trying to fight these guys. Why ain't these guys fighting me? If I'm a nobody and they like fighting nobody, so let me be one of them nobodies and let's fight.
Sulecki landing the right hand again. Well, look, we talk about it a lot, Demetrius. You're not someone to go after, right? But as you get your name bigger, do you think you become, again, more lucrative and a better target, at least, that'll be worth tangoing with you?
No, of course. You know, in the boxing world, they all know who Demetrius Andrade is. You know, it's just the mainstream thing that DAZN and everything outside of boxing got to do their job to put me in that position to do that. I've been doing what I was supposed to be doing, that's winning.
And fighting all the time.
Yeah.
Like now we can see you every few months, and you can see it. You put the talent on display.
Yeah, definitely. And every fight's a little different, you know. I mean, I'm coming with you with different tools and, you know, with the obstacles that's in front of me. So, Walter Conquadaqua was an animal. That's an animal. Every time you hit him, you say, Hubbard. It got right back up. Like,
I nicknamed him Frankenstein, by the way. You couldn't get him down. I mean, you put him down, he kept getting up, kept coming.
Man, I'm telling you.
Walter Conquadaqua back in October.
Yeah, and then, you know, Arthur
Akavov,
who fought Billy Joe Saunders, and a lot of people said that he beat him. I displayed a beautiful jab all night and did what it took to win and show you guys how to do that.
Well, boxers are avoided. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like you see a guy who just boxes the way you do, left-hander, slick, you're going to avoid it. Round 4, final minute here. Gabe Rosado trying to come back against Maciej Sulecki in the white trunks out of Warsaw, Poland. Rosado showing a lot of heart in that last round and trying to stick in there. Again, we asked him, hey, is this your last chance? He said, I don't even think that way.
Nice.
Lands a body shot with the right hand.
You know, Demetrius, you're watching this fight pretty closely, but next month, April 13th, you're one of the first guys in line to call out Jaime Munguia when he moves up to middleweight. Why that fight?
You know, he's the next young guy coming up. You know, they're doing a good job moving him, and so it's like, you know, why not? Everybody else is doing it. Michael Garcia, Earl Spence.
Rosado there, the body shot, landed a right hand as well. Little success. He takes a big breath and comes back at it. Can he make it a war and change this fight on his terms?
Some good action here.
Demetrius, stick around. We have Demetrius Andrade, who has one of the belts in the middleweight division, looking to mix it up with the big boys. Demetrius, give me your big picture take on that fight, on Alvarez versus Jacobs.
Ooh, man, it's definitely going to be fireworks. I think it's going to be a great match between boxer versus puncher, and also Danny Jacobs want to bite down and stop boxing and stop banging himself, because, you know, he's going to want to get in there and show people what he's made out of.
What's the most likely scenario in that fight, do you think?
I'm not going to do that.
All right. See, I didn't ask you for a prediction, so what's most likely to happen? But I understand.
A great fight. A great fight. Tune in.
I think that's correct. Round 5, Maciej Sulecki again out of Poland in the white trunks has been able to land that right hand all night, has had success, has a knockdown in round 1. Gabe Rosado digging deep to stay in this fight, and with the possibility again of getting a bout with Demetrius Andrade in June, possibly in Providence?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Dunkin' Donuts Center.
Hometown.
Oh, yeah.
Sulecki has been landing the straight right hands, but the overhand rights have been landed by Rosado.
See, as the fight goes on, if I was Gabriel, because I know Gabriel and he's been around for a long time, I would start dropping that right hand to the body, stepping over to the right at this time and point. Because, you know, he's already looking for the top, stop wearing that right hand to the body, wear him down, and I think that right hand over the top will work lovely once he, like, you know, gets his view going down to the body.
Good corner advice, Demetrius.
Yeah. I'm smooth, baby, I'm smooth.
Rosado now in the corner, trap, tries to get out. You can see he's trying to throw something meaningful back. He just doesn't quite have that power at this point. And as Chris Mannix, you pointed out, at this weight.
At 160 pounds. Look, Gabe Rosado came out saying he wants the war, but it's Sulecki that's pressing the action all throughout, trying to force Gabe Rosado to fight. Rosado's fighting off his back foot mostly.
Yeah, it looks like Sulecki's the bigger and stronger fighter around, the bigger puncher too.
Demetrius Andrade is our guest here ringside. We'll let you go after this, let you watch the fight. But one last thought from you on this middleweight division all coming together, because part of the thing in boxing is we have different factions, and when you can't make the top fights, it is more difficult. Seems like the middleweight division seems to be locked up now, and you're part of it.
I'm glad to be here. I'm happy. My time is now, and I'm going to overcome anything, any obstacle that's in my way when it comes to this ring and outside the ring, and I'm just do what I do, and that's win.
Are you going to go to the fight in Las Vegas? You go on May 4th?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there, too.
So you'll be there to make your presence known. Okay.
Not bad.
Either one of these guys will be an interesting fight with me because they're both straight-on guys, and, man, the punches I could be landing. They're going to call me Sugar Ray.
Final seconds here in round 5 again, Demetrius Andrade. Great to see you, Demetrius. Glad you could stop by here. We'll thank you. We'll let you go. Enjoy the night. Right. Best of luck, and we'll see you in June.
Yes.
Either way. Excellent.
Sure. All right. Thank you, Sergeant. All right, Chris. Thank you. God bless you. All right, Steve. All right.
You gotta fight this guy with the hands up a little more. All right, you gotta fight this guy with the hands up. All right, you gotta fight him with the hands up, and you gotta stay out that center. We're now gonna work. Get off that center, baby. You got me? Yeah. When you get not in the center, you gotta get over here, get back over here, work them angles like we talked about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you get to that.
On już się boi twojego lewego. Na twój zwód reaguje w dół, głową wchodzi w dół. Tak jak ta runda była dobra, tak ma być kolejna. Jasne? Pressure. Tak właśnie. Masz być pierwszy, okej? Jasne? Wody jeszcze czy starczy? Deep breath, breathe. Maciej.
Billy Briscoe with a little sound of desperation there for Gabe Rosado, and Sergio, that makes sense. He's got to either start winning a round, winning extra rounds, or dropping something hard to get a knockout.
Well, he was dropping overhand rights that were landing, but he needed more than that. And at the end of the round, he started looking for a different punch selection, which was smart on Rosado's part, because that overhand right it's too far in between.
Round 6 here with Maciej Sulecki out of Poland in the white trunks, and in the blue trunks here, Philadelphia 76ers, Philadelphia's own Gabe Rosado. Take a look at some of the numbers. Power punches landed wide in favor of Sulecki. All those numbers are going to be wide. Chris, your thoughts on Andrade and where he is? I mean, I'm kind of just singing his praises here, but your thoughts on what you've seen the last couple of fights?
Look, I'm glad to see a fighter like Demetrius Andrade get to show his skills. His inactivity has plagued his career for the better part of the last few years. Now, we still need to see him in a B+ level with a B+ level opponent. But I think when we do, he's going to acquit himself quite well.
Well, the guy can box, Sergio. I mean, Andrade can really box, and he can move fluid, but with power when he needs it.
He's been a phenomenal fighter as an amateur, as a pro, unbeaten. He's a southpaw that does all the things you don't want a southpaw to do. A right hook, an uppercut. He stays at a distance. He's just an all-around great boxer.
Again, Demetrius Andrade scheduled to get the winner. Again, that's the plan, at least here. Matchroom Boxing, DAZN. A lot of things can happen, but that's the plan, and they followed through on a lot of their plans. When they announce something, usually that's going to happen. So in June, you can pretty much expect it as long as there are no cuts here or anything else drastic happening to the winner.
Well, I've noticed two things so far in this 6th round. Gabe Rosado already got accustomed and adapted to Sulecki's right hands. The bad news is he's already adapted and been accustomed to those right hands because he's still getting hit by them.
Sulecki saying, I'm ready for boo-boo, but I'm also ready for this fight. Boo-boo being Demetrius Andrade, and another right hand just rocketing off the head of Rosado.
Just crisp right hands, but Rosado took it.
You know, Rosado looks his best, Sergio, when he is moving his head, makes a conscious decision. Gonna move my head and getting some offense off the defense.
His offense is defense. Yes, he showed good defense and head movement with Arias. He's showing good, trying to do good head movement here, but Sulecki is catching him with the right punches at the end of the punches.
You know, one of the things you notice in between rounds is that Rosado is already breathing heavy. You watch him leaning back, open mouth, whereas Sulecki, he looks like the much fresher fighter.
Oh, I mean, there's no question, Chris, you're right. Look, Rosado is digging deep already. Sulecki has been in machine mode from the start. He's boxing.
Just a great counter left hook by Sulecki right there. That if he can start landing hooks now, it's gonna be dangerous. Rosado landed a good overhand right there.
Still to come here from Philadelphia, there is Katie Taylor, lightweight champion of the world, going after her third belt against that woman, Rose Valente, out of Brazil. She has a WBO belt. Taylor has a WBA and an IBF. There is Tevin Farmer, IBF 130-pound champion, defending his championship here in Philadelphia in his hometown against John O'Carroll, who's been smiling all week. And Chris, I've been thinking, why is this guy smiling? I know he's a happy guy, he's aggressive, all that, but wow, he's in against a top boxer tonight.
I think it's strategic for John O'Carroll. I think he wants to get inside the head of Tevin Farmer because he believes if he does, he can force Farmer to fight the kind of fight that John O'Carroll believes he can win.
That beard is still pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm surprised the commission let him keep that beard that long, actually.
They told him at the weigh-in yesterday, no, you got to trim that beard. We asked him, you have a problem with that? And he goes, I'll trim my eyebrows if they want. It's hair, it'll grow back. But it doesn't seem very trim because it is a slight cushion. You know, not a lot,
no,
but it's something.
No, it is a cushion. Definitely.
You have a beard going right now.
A little bit. It's not too cushy, though.
I don't think the commission would speak to you. I mean, even if you were fighting, they wouldn't speak to you on your beard. But John O'Carroll has one of the longer beards that we've seen.
Rosado just missed a vicious overhand right. He was landing them early, but I don't think he's going to land them anymore. Sulecki's caught on to him.
Hard right hand. Everything hurts now on Rosado as Sulecki is just throwing hard shots, and he's fully planted. Misses with the right hand. Sulecki makes a miss with several shots.
Sulecki looks, and it sounds like he punches harder than his record indicates. He has 11 knockouts in 27 fights, but they're thumping shots. Even when he hits the shoulder of Rosado, they're still thumping loud shots.
Sulecki also coming in here with a new trainer. His former trainer, Andre Dimitrov, died tragically last November. So Piotr Wilczewski comes in, and they did say, look, you're going to see a new fighter. I don't know if he's new, but he looks crisp, he looks sharp. He's operating at full capacity.
I think one of the differences is the pressure. We're seeing a lot of pressure from Sulecki.
And a hard right hand again.
Rosado just ate a vicious right hand. I mean, it just goes to show you the guts in Rosado, how he can take punishment, because that would have put anyone down. That was just a solid right hand.
Ooh, a hard right hand by Rosado. There's a little something left. He's got heart. That is not in question.
Never been in question.
Oh, body shot there. Trying to the body, comes up to the head. Just when you think the guy might be done, Gabe Rosado comes back with a little something. Geez, after Joe Smith Jr. last week, you just got to pay attention. After he almost, Dimitri Bivol putting on a clinic as light heavyweight champ last week, and to see Smith Jr. nearly drop him at the final second of the 10th round was instructive.
Oh, yeah, but Rosado doesn't have Joe Smith Jr. power.
Correct.
That's the difference.
Yeah, no doubt. Wild right hand by Rosado. Again, for Rosado, this is a monstrous opportunity. I mean, he does have 11 losses. And so he sees this as a ticket out. So he is showing his professionalism, hanging in, even though he's being outboxed in every round. Chris, have you given every round at all to Rosado?
I've given every round to Sulecki, including that 10-8 round we saw in the first with the knockdown.
Well, one thing I would say, Sergio, is that, again, he doesn't have Joe Smith Jr. power, especially with a right hand, but it shows you that you can always possibly change the equation.
Yes, you can, and Rosado's been trying to throw haymakers or right hands, but Sulecki's not falling for him. Even though this was another Sulecki round, Rosado needs to throw combinations and bunches. He needs to throw left hooks and body shots, jabs, not just the overhand right.
Spirited end to this round. Let's go to LZ Granderson. LZ?
Hey, thanks a lot, BK. So Sulecki's first name, Maciej, is actually Polish for God's gift. But if you do look closely on his left shoulder near his neck, you'll see his gift. That is the birth date of his 2-year-old daughter, Melanie. Now, the reason why she's important is more than just that it's his kid, but it's actually his inspiration. When I talked to him about how has being a father changed his life, he told me that early on in his career, he was focused in on himself, his own success, winning for himself, wanted to be an Olympian one day for himself, maybe for his family. But after the birth of his daughter, he told me that his whole life changed. His heart was crushed, and that everything he does from tonight going forward is all about her. Back to you guys.
LZ, thank you. And you see them there with Piotr Vilchevsky, his new trainer. He's got a lot going on. You know, again, his trainer passing away last November, has a new baby daughter. Comes in with a heavy heart in a lot of ways, but he has responded to that challenge, channeling it in his training, and he looks sharp tonight with a chance to get a shot at one of the middleweight belts and Demetrius Andrade in June.
He's looking good so far with the new trainer, new strategy. Everything's working well for him.
Well, he said, look, I used to train with my father, you know, father figure at the very least. Now I train with my brother. So there is still that solidarity, so to speak, in their corner. Rosado calling for a war. Maybe it's his only shot. Says, come on, man, bring it. Sergio, if you see your opponent do that, what's your response?
Well, look, if that's what he wants, that's not what I'm going to give him.
Right.
Rosado wants a war because he's realized that at the end of the right hands, he's not going to be a match for Sulecki, so he needs to mix it up now.
Round 8, scheduled for 10. Chris, how much do you think we're seeing a better version of Sulecki or a new Sulecki, or are we seeing him matched up against a guy who is very tough, but he's a little slower, a little less mobile?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think he's an improved fighter than the one I saw fight Danny Jacobs. At the same time, he's left himself open for a couple of shots that I'm sure Demetrius Andrade is watching and saying, I will land those, and I'll land them much harder.
I think going 12 rounds with a big middleweight like Danny Jacobs, getting up off the canvas in that in the 12th round gave him a lot of confidence. And yes, I do see a different Sulecki here.
So you think it's a better version of him?
A better version, absolutely.
Okay. No, I mean, it just looks crisp. But you always are in there. It's a style matchup, of course, and you have to take into consideration who you're fighting. Oh, uppercut there by Rosado. And a hook. You wonder, oh no, down he goes again.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, you gotta show me something. Come here. Box.
Rosado says he's okay, telling Sean Clark, I'm fine. He says, bring it. He's still got 30 seconds plus.
He's saying bring it, but he's moving.
It's probably best to do one with the other, Chris, right? Look, you know, it was just Sergio. The reason I even said, oh no, was I was about to ask you, boy, Rosado's starting to have a little bit of success. Oh, and a hard right hand from Sulecki again as he's trapped in the corner.
And Rosado doesn't know how to hold on. 10 seconds left, he needs to hold on.
A close look. Clark looking. Final seconds. Can Rosado get out of the round? He can.
We got to stop him.
Sulecki set him up. He wanted the war, but he wanted the counter much more. He waited for Rosado to throw the punch just to set him up for that left hook, and that right hand landed perfectly.
Wow, a hook right hand combination too, Sergio.
Look at that. He wanted that right hand just to check him with that hook, and right hand right in the tip of the chin. That really hurt Rosado. He got up and his legs weren't under him, but the smile was from ear to ear. Just what a warrior.
Be smart, baby, be smart.
Billy Briscoe in the corner immediately saying, we got to stop him. Yep. Either that or he's going to stop it. You know, Sean Clark might stop it, the referee. He was very close to stopping that. I think he made the right call, right?
No, it's the 9th round, going into the 9th round, but Rosado hasn't really won a round. He's competed. Of course, he's exciting, but is he going to win this fight? Does he have the power to end it in the 9th or 10th round? That's what his corner should really be focusing on.
See, the punches landed there. Sulecki the big advantage. And that's in round 8 alone. Obviously, the power shots in favor of Sulecki and the concussive effects as well. I agree. I think the first line of defense is the corner, Sergio. Look, it's not all the referee. And Clark, I think, was close enough. And he seemed to be one punch away.
Look, Billy Briscoe and Gabriel Rosado have been with each other a long time. It's a chemistry unlike any other, but he does have to care for his fighter. If he gets hurt like that again, I would love to see Briscoe step in.
Yeah, I agree with that, Sergio. Because Rosado is not going to quit.
Nope.
So you've got to stop it for him. Sulecki completely the aggressor in this round.
And catching Rosado at the end of the punch, which is where the power is. It's just, these are power shots being landed. Even though they're being blocked by Rosado, they're still having effect.
Oh, jab straight up the middle from Sulecki. Again, the precision, the word they used, has been there. You can see the amateur pedigree. You can see the polish in Sulecki. He's got the full arsenal, good repertoire. Maybe not one thing is great, but everything is very good, well above average.
At 140 amateur fights compared to Gabriel, who had 15.
Yeah. He only has this minute and then 3 more in round 10 to try to put something together. My question, Sergio, which I was never able to ask, was, can Rosado put something together? How unlikely is it in your view at this point?
Highly unlikely, sad to say. It's because Rosado, we know what his strategy is. He wants to mix it up with you, but with a power puncher, a precise puncher like Sulecki, it's just a bad idea. He was really hurt in that last fight. Blood and guts is all he can offer here.
Yeah, Rosado is a tough guy. Gives it everything he can. He's already like a fighter from a different generation. He watches these guys now on social media. He told us, look, guys get caught up trying to be famous. He said, I had no time to be fronting. I was working the graveyard shift. Oh, knockdown! Rosado got it!
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You never know. Gabe Rosado has him hurt again. Try to knock him down. Sulecki doesn't know where he is, and he's down. Could Rosado do it?
4, 5, 6,
Unbelievable.
7, 8. Give me your gun.
Wow. Wow.
I'm shocked. I do not know what to say right there. Oh my God.
And Sulecki's going to need the minute here. He did not know where he was.
Czujny wziąć chwilę uwagi. Co to ma być? Czujny masz być. On tą rundę może ruszyć. Nie bijemy się. Boksujemy w tej rundzie. Jasne. Jasne czy nie? Jasne. Bądź czujny. Nie bijemy się. Boksuj. On będzie chciał się bić.
Just when I said Gabriel Rosado was at the end, he comes back doing what he always does, being a warrior, and he hurt Sulecki with that right hand. He put everything behind that right hand, overhand right, which has been landing the entire fight. What a warrior.
Losing every single round. Gabe Rosado looks like a guy that should wrap it up. It's not happening, and now they go to the 10th and final round, and he works off success.
If you're Gabe Rosado, you have to know you are way down on the scorecards. This is your career right here, these final 3 minutes.
Sulecki trying to clear his head. You saw Piotr Vyszewski yelling at him throughout that 1 minute, trying to snap him out of it. And maybe Sulecki has not been able to recover.
And that overhand right can't miss anymore.
He looks foggy. Sulecki is now backing up, but he fires off a combination. Rosado has his dream in front of him now. He eats a right hand. Sulecki can still punch. But he's not the same. Sergio, he is not the same.
No, he is not the same. If Sulecki was smart, he would get behind the jab and get on his bike.
Gabe Rosado saying, I don't want to be just Gabe Rosado, Philly fighter. I want to be Gabe Rosado, world champion. Can he get a shot at that? And Demetrius Andrade. 2 minutes left for Sulecki just to survive and get his W.
Sulecki's chin is up in the air. He could get hit with that overhand right again.
Rosado just missing with that right hand. A stunning turn of events.
Rosado just missed with that right hand right there.
Uppercut by Rosado. He's the sharper man in this round, the more dangerous man. Rosado digging deep. We don't know if it's there. Minute and a half left.
Good left hook there by Rosado. Switched it up instead of just coming over the top with the right hand. Switched it up with the left hook.
Sergio, have you fought being so dazed like this before?
Yes, and I run or hold on, but Sulecki can't do that. He wants to fight.
And Rosado just landed 2 right hands as well. Tries an uppercut. Rosado trying everything. He's got 1 minute left. He needs to knock out Sulecki to get a win and to further his career. And to get a shot at Demetrius Andrade in his hometown. Lands a hook.
This will be a good time for Rosado to do another overhand right.
Reminiscent of last week with Dimitri Bivol and Joe Smith Jr., where it's not over until the very, very end.
And Rosado went for it there. I would like to see a jab down to the gut just to come over the top.
Sulecki was not saved by the bell, but it was very close. He was very fortunate there were no more seconds left in that 9th round because he was badly hurt at the end.
Just incredible on Rosado's part, just when you think he's out.
Final 10 seconds. Can Rosado do it? Sulecki lands the hook. Rosado steps in and gets tied up. Right hand. Combination. And it's over. Wow. That was instructive. That was fantastic. Old days it goes 15, you know? Or even a championship fight 12. Sulecki seemed to be righting himself, but that was one of the more stunning things I've ever seen in the ring, Sergio.
Sulecki is glad it's over, and Rosado was wishing for 10 more seconds or maybe another round or a 15-rounder, but yes, what a turnaround.
And there's the Philadelphia Warrior in his hometown. They respect him because of what we just saw. Again, I have so much admiration for a fighter like Rosado or Joe Smith Jr., who it is not going your way. I mean, you're not winning a single round, and yet you never quit at any level.
It's just unbelievable. It really is. And Rosado, like we mentioned earlier, is not the Joe Smith type puncher, but still, the right shot at the right time can hurt your opponent, and that's exactly what Rosado did.
Now, Sulecki has to know that he's going to get booed in Philadelphia as he puts his arms up. I'm sure they have respect for Sulecki. He fought very well. He boxed beautifully, but he got caught. A few Polish fans here, but mostly the local fans. So let's go back to the beginning. And early on, it seemed clear, especially with that counter right hand, Sergio, that Sulecki was sharp.
Sulecki was doing everything right. He couldn't miss with that right hand. But I'll tell you what, we are in Philadelphia, and that comeback was Rocky Balboa worthy.
I didn't think it was there either, Sergio. When I asked you, what's the likelihood, I felt the same way. Come on, it's not happening.
That's what makes boxing so special, Brian. It's just dramatic. You never know. I mean, he was out right there. Rosado had no feet under him. The look in his face, nodding. The body language wasn't there.
And that was the 8th round, and this is the 9th. Completely different story. And Rosado almost had him out, hit him with another right hand, desperately trying to finish it off, but the bell rang before Sulecki could get finished off. Wow. Exciting finish, and Sulecki still had to box 3 minutes and still had to survive, and he was able to do that.
He was able to barely survive because he wasn't holding on, he wasn't moving, he was trying to punch. Well, he was just, it's the wrong strategy if you're hurt, but he got away with it. Lucky for him.
And it was fascinating to see Peter Wilczewski, Sulecki's trainer, in the corner, basically scream at him for 1 minute, basically to try to get some neurons fired up, right?
Absolutely, but wow, just incredible, incredible turnaround.
It appears David Diamante is ready. Let's go to the ring. David Diamante, our ring announcer, reading very closely, trying to get the full view. I think he's ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a nice round of applause out here for both of these fighters. After 10 rounds of action here in Philadelphia, we go to the judges' score totals. They read as follows. John McKay and David Braslow, 95-91. Lynn Carter, 95-93. All for your winner by unanimous decision, and the new WBO International Middleweight Champion, Maciej Sulecki.
95-93?
Wow.
Did I hear that right? 95-93? Demetrius, Ray, Sergio, anybody?
No, you heard it. You heard it right. But there was a 10-7 round in there. But
all right.
I just don't get it. That's too close.
Yeah, no,
too close for comfort.
I mean, it wasn't close, except if Sulecki was on his back. So okay, the right guy won. But for a half second, I thought, did the right guy win?
Let's not forget, where are we?
No,
Philadelphia.
but it's not supposed to matter
Hometown.
in the slightest. You're scoring these rounds by round. You can't possibly give any, not any, but any more than two? Like, how many could you possibly have given to Rosado there in the early rounds?
I agree. No, good point. Good point.
All right, let's get into the ring now. I think Chris Mannix is ready. Chris. Okay, so now let's look at the CompuBox numbers and see what they say. It looks pretty obvious. We've been seeing it throughout the night. Sulecki almost 2-1 landed, 641 to 441 thrown. Rosado was throwing. His work rate was decent. The power punches in favor of Sulecki. I mean, he was the sharper guy. Round by round, when Chris was here and we have him doing an unofficial scorecard, he gave basically every round until the last rounds to Sulecki. All right, either way, Maciej Sulecki gets the victory.